Hey all. Hey, just for the record, somebody asked the other day if we still got the pink pig. Of course we still got the pink pig. We're sitting around here, Mr. and Mrs. James. And you'll hear from her in a minute. And she asked me out of the blue, hey, which is your favorite acoustic guitar? True story.
This sounds like a setup.
It is a setup. We're doing a video. And I said, well, let's talk about that. So I immediately brought this one out of the case. The Guild D55, 1993, from Westerly, birthplace, Westerly, Rhode Island. But anyway, dropped it. So we're going to talk about acoustic guitars then. So if you don't like me or you don't like talking and you're looking to learn a song, this is not the video for you. You can just click away, leave us, move on.
No hurt feelings.
We won't take it personally. But we're going to talk about guitar. So she's going to ask me what she wants to know about my acoustic guitars. We're going to talk about Guild. If the questions come up about acoustic guitars, I'm going to talk about Guild. And just give you an update on where we are. So, Mrs. James, take it away. Go. And you got to speak up.
I know.
She's not used to this video thing.
And I don't do this kind of stuff.
What is that? Voce Soto? Is that?
Yeah, I think so, right?
Okay. Ready? Go.
Right. So you already answered. What's your favorite? You're holding it, right?
This is my favorite. This is a 1993 Guild. Can you see the label? Guild D55. Now, in my opinion, the Guild D55, in terms of especially dreadnought acoustic guitars, but on acoustic guitars, a Guild D55 is the best acoustic guitar. This is my opinion. The best acoustic guitar you can buy. The best one I've ever played. This is the Mercedes of acoustic guitars. Totally reliable. Never lose its value, really. And does everything you want it to do. And I just think Guilds are just gorgeous. So what is it? What is the deal with this guitar? I got this on Reverb. This was the first Guild I ever bought about 4 years ago, I think. Wanted to see when I was a kid. I was it was the 70s. John Denver was big, the 70s were some glory years for Guild because when the other guitar companies were struggling with the economy and supply chains and just the general suckiness of 1970s America, the Guild actually was on a win streak in the 70s. So of all the acoustic guitars that are out there, 70s Guilds are really sought after guitar. But this one is rosewood, of course.
It is pretty.
You got ebony.
I like those inlays.
The inlays you can see it's abalone inside of I don't know if it's
mother of pearl,
pearloid or mother of pearl. I don't know exactly what it is. But on the high now, I should say. I believe Guild makes the best acoustic guitars, or has made. I have to have an asterisk next to it. I haven't played new Guilds. I haven't played any of their budget lines. Honestly, I've only played the high-end Guilds, and they are absolutely fantastic. Now, the Guild history, the company has moved around a bunch of times. Hoboken, New Jersey, Westerly, Rhode Island, and Sonoma, California, and Tacoma, Washington, and New Hartford, Connecticut. And in the last 20, 30 years, they've moved around everywhere. They're looking for a home. Incredibly, though, I've owned and played Guilds from Westerly. I've played them from Sonoma, played them from Tacoma. They've all been stellar. Absolutely fantastic, outstanding. I know there are purists, and only the Westerlies are the Guilds you want. But in my opinion, that ain't true. They're all the Guilds I've played have been winners, and this one was the start of it. I was like, are all Guilds as good as this? and I got to be honest, of all the ones that I've owned, now again, I've only owned the higher end of the lineup, but they have all been absolutely outstanding guitar.
What was your first acoustic guitar? What was it?
My first ever acoustic guitar?
Yeah.
My first ever acoustic guitar was a Takamine 12-string
Oh, that's
that
right.
my father gave me as a gift. And this was early 80s when 12 strings were still a thing, 12-string acoustics, still a popular thing. I kept it as a 12 for a few years, and then I started stringing it up just with 6 strings because the fretboard was a little bit wider to accommodate 12, and I love a wide fretboard. So for me, that 12 with just 6 strings on it was heaven. but of course, it went to the trade heap,
Right.
and I traded it away
Which
for
gets to
something
the
else.
next question. How many guitars, acoustic guitars, have you owned through the years?
Through the years, since about, I guess, 1983 was probably my first acoustic guitar. But I've owned 100 acoustic guitars, 100, all different names. 75 acoustic
How
guitars.
is that possible? I gotta keep track of this stuff a little better.
Well, I owned a lot of them before we even met. So, and don't forget, in 30 years ago, I was keeping a guitar for 2 weeks, and then I'd go back to the house
Right.
guitars. I wanted to play I wanted to own every guitar in that store. So I would keep one for 2 weeks and bring it back, bring another $100, trade it in for something else. Keep that one for 2 weeks, bring that one in with $100, trade that for something. It was insane. It was like an arms
You
race.
used to do that with cars too.
I did it with cars. I've done it with everything.
All right. What acoustic guitars do you currently own? How many are there sitting out here?
I got 6
4.
currently. So the current lineup is this Guild D55. It's a 93. I have a 97 D55 because I bought this one. This is how insane guitar playing is, guitar collecting or guitar culture. But I like this one so much. Of course, I had to have another one. So I bought a 97. I bought another one. And so I've got 2 D55s. I've got a JF55, which is like an F50R, but for a while, for about 6 years, they were calling it JF55. They changed the model designation. I've got an F50R, a regular F50R. F50R. So that's the 4. I only have 4 Guilds. Everyone says, "Oh, you're Guild crazy." I only have 4. I've got a Gibson Southern Jumbo and a Gibson J200, and I'll show you the Southern Jumbo. This one I got. I got this one last year, I think, and I gotta be honest. I bought this. None of my acoustics are fake counterfeit. They're all real. However, I have been so curious about, because I have some Gibson acoustic, some Chinese counterfeit electric guitars, and some of them are great, outstanding, a couple of them. And I've wondered, can they do an acoustic? I haven't pulled the trigger, and I don't think I will, because I'm quite happy with my acoustic.
It's a lot easier to make an electric guitar sound good.
I just don't know
than
how they
acoustic
could get the
guitar sound
bracing, get
good.
the tone. In fact, if you watch YouTube videos of people say, hey, here's my Chinese counterfeit Gibson J200, a fake J200, and then they'll play it. It looks great. It plays great. It sounds nothing like a J200.
Yeah.
So if you just want an acoustic guitar that doesn't really have the personality of what it looks like or any of that, have at it. But you're not going to get a fake acoustic guitar that sounds as good, frankly, as
So you got this one.
I got this one last year because I had a J45 a few years ago. Traded that to my brother for a Strat. Best Strat I've ever played, by the way. But I liked the idea of a slope-shouldered guitar, especially since I've had my own shoulder surgery, and getting my arms around the jumbos is not as easy as it used to be. But
What other ones have you got?
this one, to be honest, I bought this one. This is going to be Mrs. James's guitar in a few years, when she decides to learn acoustic, because the radius on this neck is just a little too. I mean, look at my hand; it
We'll see.
dwarfs it. So it's a little bit too small, a little bit too dainty for me. This one is, of course, the J200, one of the few guitars I've ever purchased brand new. So I got this in 2001, I think. I can't see it. I don't have my glasses. I can't see it. But I think it's 2001. bought this. I have spoken several times in videos about my adoration of the J200. Saw in the mid-70s when I was a kid, I saw Loving You, that Elvis movie. And there's a scene in there where he he sings Teddy Bear. He's like in an auditorium and all the kids are going crazy and everything. And there's Elvis up there. And I was like 7 years old, not interested in guitar per se or any of that. But I, of course, fully aware of who Elvis was because he was still very much alive then. And watch that, and he's up there. He doesn't even play his 200. It's a blonde one, just like this. He doesn't even play it. He just does, oh, listen, my soul was a roll. You know, he does his teddy bear thing. And he's just using it for percussion. He doesn't even play it. But he's up there and it's like
the coolest prop ever.
Satin cowboy outfit. Oh my God, he was just gorgeous. And I'm straight as an arrow, but that guy was gorgeous. Okay. So as a 7-year-old kid, I'm like, I don't know what he's got in his hand, but that thing, I want one. It took ages for me to get one, but I finally did in 2001. I had a J100. I had a J150. That was how I worked up to the 200. I bought a 100, traded that in for a 150, traded that in for a 200. So I don't know if it shows up really well.
That's really
It's got
pretty.
a lot of flame on the back. It's just, there's flame. All the sides are flame. There's flame all over this. And the tragedy is I hardly ever play this. Hardly ever play it. Because I just...
Don't you I think you would
Hardly ever play.
regret.
Well,
getting rid of
okay.
that one.
Now this is a Guild, a JF55. There was a period in I think it was like around '99 into the mid 2000s. This was an F50R, R meaning rosewood, because a regular F50 is maple. But for a while they were calling this a JF55. I don't know specifically if there's something specifically different about a JF55 than an F50R, but it is just it's a jumbo body. You can see jumbo, rosewood. The R is for rosewood, and this particular one I got I don't know a year ago, and took it out. It's totally out of tune. Don't worry, it sounds great. It's totally out of tune. But anyway, I got this one about a year ago and played it for a few days, and like that is not my favorite. I got it on reverb. Not my favorite acoustic guitar tone. However, in the last two months or so, I'm like, I want to see if I can fall in love with this guitar. Now I get this guitar. I get it now. Because I played it a little bit more. For one, it records fantastic. When I'm sitting here with it on my lap, it's not the acoustic guitar tone that I would prefer. It's very Paul Simon. So extremely articulate for finger picking and single note playing, but it doesn't have the low end that I really prefer. It's not a very warm tone, to be honest, but it is gorgeous and fantastic. It's an outstanding jumbo. It just doesn't sound like the other jumbos that I have and have had. You want to try that one?
Yeah.
And so it's. I'm getting it now, though. I'm understanding the J55. Of my guilds, this is number 4 on the list, but it is rising with a bullet. So we'll give it another try. Now this, of course, is another guild. And this is an F50R. This is their jumbo. Now this is a Merc guitar. The JF55 is another Westerly, Rhode Island guitar. This one is Tacoma, Washington, right? They weren't in Tacoma for very long. They were in there for just a few years. I mean, listen to that. I had an F40, a Guild F40. It was a 1975 F40. That guitar was brand new condition. I couldn't believe when I bought it. I couldn't believe that guitar had like never been played. It was fantastic. I didn't like it though. I didn't like the tone of it. It was a little bit thin. So it would have been great for like gypsy jazz, right? But that's not my thing. So I was just cruising around on reverb. A guy had this F50R for sale, Rosewood, for sale. I met him in a parking lot. We We jammed together for about 15 minutes, trading licks on each other's guitars. We both walked away with a swap. So I traded this in a parking lot. Now you could see, I don't know if you can see on the serial
Those
number.
are pretty though.
Oh yeah, the rosettes, the inlays are nice. But I don't know if you can see it, but the serial number, can you see that it's like blacked out almost, or scrubbed out with a black marker or something? That's because this is a Merck, Musical Instrument Reclamation Corporation, MIRC. And what that company does is they buy up like factory seconds or flawed guitars or ones that aren't finished. When they closed the Tacoma factory and moved back east, when Guild closed the factory, I'm pretty sure this was one of the guitars that was not completed yet. They bought all the inventory. I think it was Fender, or Fender was selling. I don't know. The new owners bought up all the inventory that was in progress. I believe this is one, and that's why I've never seen a Guild F50R without a pickguard. This is the first one I've ever seen, and I think that's because it just never got the pickguard. It never got that far. But there's no other flaw on it. But another way to tell that it's a Merc is it just is stamped used instead of a serial number. Now that thing in there used to be a tag over that serial number that was like a crudely printed other number with a sticker. It was a completely new serial number. They just stuck a sticker over the other one. And then about, I don't know, 6-8 months ago on a humid day, I'm strumming along. I happened to look in there and I saw that the sticker was gone. I shook the guitar, the sticker fell out. So it actually fell right off. And those stickers are supposed to be permanent. You can't ever get them off because you don't want to be able to claim that this is a new, a guitar that wasn't a Merc. But outstanding. I mean, just a phenomenal jumbo Guild guitar. Phenomenal. This is that second D55 that I got after that first one. Now, they're both, they're both D55, same sort of specs. That other one is a Westerly. This is a Sonoma, California guitar. And you wouldn't believe it. Now the differences are, this one has a black pickguard, the other one has tortoise. This one has the sort of abalone inlay around the rosette, the sound hole. The other one has, it's actually kind of cool. It has the pickguard material, which is like that, what do you call it? Almost like tortoise. The rosette is the same. It's tortoise. It looks just like a brown or black, but if you look close on the other one, it is tortoise rosette. So it's actually, it's well done. It's a thoughtfully built guitar. But they actually sound very different. It's ridiculous. 2 Guild D55s 4 years apart, and they sound different. This one is a lot warmer. This one sounds, to me, this sounds exactly like a Martin. This is a Martin sounding guitar. The other one is a Guild sounding guitar. So if I want the Beatles White Album tones,
So you have no Martins right now.
I have no Martins. I've had a bunch of Martins, and the last Martin I had was a D41, a 2006. I bought it, another one of the few acoustic guitars I bought brand new, and loved it. It was great. I mean, you saw it. It's on all my videos and stuff. But I got the other D55, my first D55. Within 2 weeks, I sold the Martin, because my D55s will do everything I want the Martin to do. I prefer literally everything about the Guilds I prefer over Martin. So the question is, what is it that I prefer?
Exactly.
Okay, for starters, every Martin I've ever had, and I've had 4 or 5, two D28s, an 18, a 41. I don't know what else I had. I know I also had a Shenandoah, which was probably the best of the lot, believe it or not. I've had a few. But they have all felt fragile to me. I picked this, for one, these are heavy guitars. I like that. I know a lot of people don't like that. I like it. A Guild feels like it will survive a hurricane. The Martins always felt like I had to be careful with them. I ain't careful with this. I'll throw this around the room, man. This thing is built. I think they look better. I think the inlays are prettier. I like the gold, the big shield on the headstock. I just think it's all the way around. I prefer everything about it. I like the tone better. It's a more round tone that fills the room. I just prefer
That's
everything about
Guild versus Martin.
Guild versus Martin.
Now, what about Guild versus Gibson? You used to be Gibson
I
all
was
the way.
I was an avowed Gibson man because I had I've had a bunch of hummingbirds. All my hummingbirds are gone.
Oh, yeah.
I've had a few doves, including that custom shop limited edition dove, a '97. Sold that one. Sold the D41. So I got rid of it as soon as I got into guilds. I got rid of a few things. I still am a Gibson guy though. I ain't gonna give up.
keeping these
Yeah,
two.
I'm keeping the Gibsons. I ain't gonna
Okay.
get rid of the Gibsons like I got rid of the Martins. I still want my Gibson because the J200 is still an astounding guitar. I just never play it because I got the other ones, but it's still up there.
So here is the question. Do you regret getting rid of any of the acoustic guitars you've owned?
Do I regret? No, I don't regret.
Really?
I don't regret any of them. No.
Wow.
In
No
fact,
looking back.
No looking back. There might be one or two electrics where I would say, that one. I still want that one every once in a while. Right now, at this moment, though, I don't think of any of the acoustic guitars that I have had and said, man, I want that one back. The Dove, all those. I don't want them back. I really don't. For one thing, the Dove, which was an astounding, fantastic, phenomenal guitar. I mean, for whoever owns that guitar, if you're out there, you lucked out, man. You got a good one. But that one was another one where the radius was a little bit small for my. Because I even did a video. I could play a D chord and I could fret the G string with my thumb over the top. That's how narrow that neck was at the nut. So, yeah, that was the thing. Because when the nut is that narrow, I couldn't finger pick at all with that guitar. The other thing that I like about Guilds is they're very versatile. So these D55s can be as loud as my Gibson 200. They can sound as loud as a jumbo just with pick attack. So they respond really well to it. But these are also my finger picking guitars. The number one D55 is my finger picking guitar because again it responds so well to attack from your fingers and your pick. But I just prefer everything about Guilds. It's just a rounder sound. I don't know how they record so much, but in the room, a Guild, I'll take a Guild over a high-end Guild. Again, that's the asterisk. I've only played the upper-end Guilds. I haven't explored, because I know they do a lot of imports and stuff now today, and they have a Westerly series that's supposed to sort of be a little bit more like the old Westerly ones, and I think they're made in China. But again, I'm no longer a guitar snob. China, you can buy a damn fine instrument from China, so I don't laugh at anything foreign in the guitar world anymore. Because it used to be, it had to be American or it was worthless. Those days are long over. Well, not long over, but over for a few years now. So yeah, you can get a really nice import guitar. That's it.
That's all I got.
See, she ran out of thoughts.
I really just wanted to know if you regretted getting rid of any, and you didn't.
I don't regret. No, I
was-
don't regret. Life's too short.
Which is
Regret
a
is a waste
shame.
of time.
I wanted you to regret something.
Oh, I don't regret guitars. Regretting life decisions is a whole separate video. That's it for now. But I hope that answers some of the questions that people have about the acoustics, because people are asking about my guilds, and I've just become a guild guy in the last few years. Well, when I played my first D55, I gotta say that was it.
It's love at first sight. Love at first strum.
Something like that, yeah. I'm not gonna lie, it was. Good luck.